Steve Jewin for MMA Mania. This interview with Dave Jansen was recorded on May 12, 2016, before his fight with Marcin held at the CenturyLink Arena in Boise, Idaho on May 20, 2016 for Bellator 155. Without further ado, here's Dave Jansen talking about that rematch. Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
All right, Dave, you're on with Steve from MMA Mania. Go ahead, Steve.
Dave, it's good to talk to you again. It's been a while. In fact, it's been over a year, so that's my first question, actually. Where have you been?
Southeast Portland, for the most part. just, I took a little break, and it was good for me. I got my beehives up and rocking again, and, I got out in the country in Redmond, Oregon, and, I just need to diversify, MMAs and everything from there. So.
More of a mental energy break than just not anything injury-wise?
No, I had some aches and whatnot, but no, there was also an issue with the gym I was training at where it closed down, and for a spell I was there, I didn't have a home base. So 4 months ago though, I started training at Gracie Baja, and that seemed like a really good fit. And as soon as I linked up with those guys, I knew I could start preparing for a fight.
Well, very good. So how is the preparation going for this rematch you're going to have with Marcin held?
Yeah, it's going really well. I'm confident and injury free, and I'm really excited for this fight. It's a legit fight, and although I beat him before, this is a brand new fight, and I'm expecting a new and improved Marcin held. At the same time, I've added a lot to my game, so I'm anxious to go out there, and I'm gonna look to put him away. Last time I felt like I was pretty close, but if I had one more round, I think I could have done it. But this time I've just got a little more eye of the tiger in me, so to speak.
As you mentioned, you beat him the first time, so a lot of people would say, that's it, that's all, that's a wrap, you already got the win over him. In fact, you won the lightweight tournament by beating him, but you seem to be saying that not only do you want the finish more this time, you think that Held will be a completely different fighter.
Well, I have been preparing for leg locks, and just like last time, I was really well versed in leg lock defense by the time that fight had happened. But I have to anticipate that it's not going to be he can't rely on it against me. He knows that he has to have something else, some other trick up his sleeve, and so I've seen him win fights with things other than leg locks, but you go to the well so many times and get punched for it like he does often, and I'm going to be ready for anything this time. Last time I was pretty certain what he was going to do, and so it was easy to prepare for it. I just drilled leg lock defense all the time. So I know he's been working a lot on his hands too.
Exactly what I was going to say is his hands have looked a lot better in the last 2 or 3 fights that he's had.
Yeah, I'm comfortable standing with him for sure if he hits harder.
I think it's interesting too that between the time that you won the tournament by beating him and the time since that fight elapsed, you both have had title fights with Will Brooks that have gone the distance, and both of you put in great efforts and didn't come out on top. So how do you compare his fight with Will Brooks to yours?
Well, it looks like we both slowed down quite a bit against Will, so that in the later rounds. Yeah, again, it didn't look like he had his fight it looked like 70% on the ground, and I think my fight with Will, we only hit the mat for 30 seconds or so. But, I stood up with Will for the most part, and Will looked to take Marcin down and nullify his grappling with just kind of it didn't look like he got a whole lot going on with his ground and pound against Marcin. It just kind of looked like he got him with positional advantages. I watched the fight a couple times, but it's not fresh in my head. But I don't know. Will Brooks came out ahead in both fights, and he's the better fighter that night. And try not to give it too much thought though.
Right, you don't want to dwell
You
on
know,
the
it's
past.
stressful.
You got to move on from things like that, but I feel like this could be your first step on the road back to getting another title shot. Obviously, we got Michael Chandler, Josh Thompson, a whole bunch of other people in the mix right now, but beating Marcin Held could put you in that mix.
Yeah, definitely will. And yeah, you mentioned Josh Thompson and Michael Chandler, and yeah, I don't want to look past Marcin, of course, but I'm anxious to have nothing but legit high level fights, and so yeah, Josh Thompson, I'm really excited that he's in Bellator.
Absolutely.
Somebody's older than me in my weight division.
Right.
By a year, but.
Right. Older, but, like you said, it's exciting times because it's all new matchups for him. This is, people that he's never fought and a chance for you to fight him. That would be a dream fight, I think, for Bellator fans.
I'm glad to hear that. It'd be a dream fight for me as well. So, yeah, I'm just really anxious to get out there and get back in the mix.
Speaking of people that are new to Bellator, we just recently saw the debut of Benson Henderson, and things didn't go his way in the fight with Koreshkov, but a lot of people are saying after that fight he should move down to lightweight, so there's another possibility if you're interested.
Yeah, that would be huge. I'm not sure what Ben's plans are as far as his weight classes, but yeah, I'd be open to that as well. Definitely look outside at welterweight, and for a while there I was considering going up to welterweight myself. Weight cutting is just it can take it out of you if you don't do it right, and I think for my last fight I didn't quite have the same nutrition. I didn't have a nutrition plan like I have right now, and this weight cut is going to be a whole lot easier for me.
We're on that subject anyway. What's your walking around weight right now?
I woke up today at 168 and a half. I mean, that was after visiting the restroom. But that was, I feel pretty good about that. That's as low as I've ever been this close to a fight.
Well, I know you're a guy who likes a little hip-hop, so you just reminded me of a line from Ice Cube when he said, feel about 10 pounds lighter. It's like coming out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
What have you been listening to lately? You got any new MF Doom records? Anything cool in your library right now?
Man, the most part, I just get on YouTube. Right now I'm listening to a little Rocksteady compilation. I try not to get too frustrated by the little things in life these days, but yeah, nobody likes to have their time eaten up by commercials.
But speaking of not letting things get to you, I saw on your Twitter the other day that you're still doing the, I don't want to call it sensory deprivation. I know you said that's the wrong word, but I see that you're still doing the water tanks. Yeah,
flotation tanks therapy, or REST is the acronym that the folks have come up with to get away from that sensory deprivation torture parallel. So, yeah, restricted environmental stimulus therapies. What the experts are calling it, I guess. So, yeah, it's still available to me through a sponsorship called by a company called Flow Dawn in Southeast Portland, and really lucky to have the largest flotation tank center in the United States, maybe like a half mile from my house. So yeah, those folks they've been really good to me, and I have trouble meditating just in my house. There's too many distractions, but in the tank it's different. You can just kind of let go of everything and can't bring any electronics in there with you, and I wouldn't want to anyway. But again, yeah, I've been using it to visualize my fight and just having the fight go my way every time, and then again also just letting go of everything and having no thoughts, and just kind of tapping into that nothingness.
Right, just achieving that
very, very healing.
That Zen state of just total mind-body separation where you're just completely able to just lose all the worldly distractions.
Yeah, that's you hit the nail on the head. That's kind of I think that's the best way for me to really recoup from these hard training sessions, and especially when you don't have gravity working against you. So it's helpful.
Hey, I'll say the same thing in a completely different way. It's obviously not the restricted environment and complete removal of distractions, but I find doing water physical workouts in the water at the gym, that takes away the pain and the hurt of it. It's like not nearly as stressful on the body as pushing up weights.
For sure. Although I've really still working with kettlebells a lot, and that's another thing I have in my favor going into this fight is new strength and conditioning program with a trainer named Scott Plested. I'm seeing a lot of gains from that. Just I was kind of doing my own thing when I fought Will Brooks, and I thought I pushed myself pretty hard and was ready, of course, but Scott Plested has taken it to a whole new level. And there's also a gym called Evolution Healthcare and Fitness, and happen to have an altitude room, and so we do a lot of the workouts in the altitude room where it's simulated anywhere from 9,000 to 17,000 feet, where they suck some of the oxygen out of the room, so my lungs have to compensate, and I'm really excited to see how that works out in the fight.
Well, we already knew you had the cardio to go 5 rounds, but now it sounds like you can go round 6 and round 7 with that training.
I believe I could. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Again, like I said, it's a brand new addition, and but for the past 3 months, I've been making use of it. And yeah, I think my lungs are just going to have just a whole new, like a 6th gear to go to. So,
well, that's
and it also really has improved my recovery time between the rounds. So we have these pulse oximeters where you put it on your finger. It'll tell you how much oxygen is in your blood and what your heart rate's at. And so I'm just checking my heart rate right after the sprints, and then see how far it drops in a minute. And it's pretty impressive how low I can get it.
All right. Well, it sounds like you've got the measurable, quantifiable results from the things that you're doing now in training that'll make improvements when you go in there and fight Held. And since you already beat him the first time, that's got to only mean you're going to win the second time.
I believe so. I'm going to do everything I can. Like I said, it's a brand new fight, but I'm definitely not taking it lightly.
Well, we aren't either. It's one of the reasons that I've been touting Bellator 155. Everybody's been talking about the show in San Jose, and I'm like, people, don't forget, 6 days away, you got this massive card. You got Cavallo and Manhoff. You got Jansen and Held. You got 2 heavyweight fights on there. What do you think of the fact that it's such a big card in Boise?
I think it's great. I'm actually going to have a couple of my Dutch relatives out there, and so I think it's neat that there are some Dutch fighters on the card for them to watch as well. My uncle, Jan, and his wife, Joanna. So, my father was Dutch, and my uncle and aunt just happened to be in town, and they're going to make the drive over there with my mom. So, really excited that it's pretty close to home for me, and that, like you said, it's a stacked card. And I want to watch Melvin Manhoff fight as well. So
that guy is never anything short of exciting. He always comes out there and delivers a bang. I'm excited about that fight. I'm excited about your fight. I'm excited about this whole card. And in closing, anything you want to plug or promote before I let you go today? Well,
I gotta say thanks to Bill Poppy, my sports massage therapist, for keeping me fine tuned. I like to call him the human weaponsmith. So he's it's a little joke, but he's really helped me out, as well as Gracie Baja, Fabiana Scherner. She runs Gracie Baja Portland, and I know him from back in my Team Quest days, and he's been really welcoming to a lot of the Rose City FC guys that needed a place to train. And again, I'm going to have Robert Velarde, my striking coach, with me, and big thanks to him, as well as Andy Minsker, my boxing coach, and big thanks to On It for all the supplements and gear they keep sending me, as well as Vapor 5. They're going to sponsor me for this fight as well, and Paradigm Sports Management has been really helpful as well. So all my friends and family and fans, thanks for the constant support, and I think that's about it.
Well, it sounds good to me, Dave, and I want to wish you continued success in Bellator and a great fight at Bellator 155, May 20, Boise, Idaho at the CenturyLink Arena. I'm really looking forward to it, and so is everybody reading this and listening to this right now. So thanks as always.
Oh, you're most welcome, and thanks for having me on again. And, yeah, we'll talk again.
All right, that sounds good. Follow Dave Jansen 155, Angry Marks, and MMA Mania on Twitter. Thanks for checking out the interview.